We live.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Man, welcome to another live episode of Squad Creator Podcast. I am your host, Seak, Parris. Brought my co-host out here, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Miketees, the second half of Squad Creative Podcast. And tonight we got a very, very special guest.
Yes, sir.
Would you please
introduce yourself?
Okay, so hey now, it's your girl Chonita Nicoloe, and I am from Do Dream On. And yeah, I'm Chonita, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Man, anytime. Appreciate you for coming. Before we let's get it started. Can we get you to just give your history, who you are, what you do, and all the stuff for those that don't know you or might not know you?
Okay, absolutely. So I'm Chonita Nicoloe, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I actually have my master's degree in health service administration. I have my teacher certification. My undergrad degree is in electronic media and film. So I was a director at a skilled nursing facility before the shutdown. That's what we'll say. The shutdown happened. And I was laid off like right before all of this stuff. It was like right in the beginning of everything. And I have been crafting. I had my Cricut since I think like 2018. I hadn't opened it. And then I had just started like making my own shirts. I made a planner first. I started making shirts, etc. And then I was on YouTube trying to do like lifestyle. But I don't do makeup or hair or nothing like that. So I'm like, nobody not gonna watch me. So everybody started like crafting and doing all those types of things. And then I was like, oh, well, I already was started making shirts and doing stuff. So let me take my planner and my crafting and everything and take it to YouTube. And that's something that I could do. And I literally started, I was crafting. I mean, I was on YouTube and I was getting a little bit of traction, nothing really. And then when I started crafting, I ended up getting monetized in 2 months on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's like my backstory.
2 months.
That's crazy. That was hella quick. But I want to talk a little more about that. But before, you got to do your intro, though. Do that intro.
Okay. So, hey now, it's your girl, Chonita Nicoloe, and welcome to Do Dream On if you're new. And if you're already a dreamer, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back.
Right on. See that? That's that catcher. I bet you so many people start watching just because of that intro right there.
Yeah, it's so funny because so many people, they're like, I'm singing it with you. They're like, oh yeah, you too. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's like literally when I have classes and stuff, they make me sing it. They're like, you got to do the song. They're like, my grandkids know the song. My kids know the song. They're like, who y'all watching? Chonita Nicoloe, and everybody be singing it. They're like, I'm singing it with you. So thank y'all. I don't know. I'm hyped and I'm like extra energetic. And I used to have like the Welcome Back Cotter song, Welcome Back, like that. And I stopped doing it because I'm like, now I want them coming for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was like, when I'm monetized, I don't want them taking my coins. And I probably sing so bad, nobody want to think about me. But I was like, let me get something more hype. And so I just made it up. And everybody seemed to love it. They're like, I love your song. People like, they're like, I subscribed as soon as I heard the song. I'm like, oh, thank y'all.
You got that personality that bring people in too. So
thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
So with that being said, let's talk about that monetization in 2 months. What besides the bubbly personality, what do you think made that happen, and how did that happen?
Okay, so being 500% transparent, one, I believe everybody was stuck at home, right? So they really didn't have a lot of stuff to do. Probably the personality, and then people tell me they love my energy. If you look on my comments, the majority of I love your energy, your personality, your energy. It's something about like real recognize real, like you can feel when something real even through computers, you know what I'm saying? So people
Yeah.
really like my energy. They also say that they like I go step by step, but then they think I'm funny. And I show my mistakes, and I'm just gonna be myself and show who I am. And if I mess up, one of my first videos, I used to have press on nails because we were locked down. And I press on nails, and one of my press on nails popped off, and I kept it in the video. And they were like, as soon as your nail popped off and you kept it, I knew you was the one. It was like I don't come on here, and although I'm well educated, I'm from Detroit, I'm born and raised, but I'm master educated, but I'm just me. So I think that a lot of times people get on here, they get a different voice, and they present what they want people to present, and they want to be like somebody else. And I'm gonna show up as Chonita every single time. You could catch me on YouTube, at church, when I had a regular job, at the park. I'm going to show up as myself, and flaws and all the different personalities, all the different pieces of my personality. And I think that people are like, oh, okay, she's not coming on here trying to represent somebody else or try to put on a facade. And I think they kind of felt that, and they're like, I like you. A lot of people like, you remind me of me. And I get that compliment a lot. Like, people say, you remind me of me, and you're relatable. And I think that's something that possibly have helped me, grow. My mom always say, my mama here, hey mom, hey y'all. I wasn't seeing the comments at first. And she's like, we from the Keep It Real tribe. I don't have time to be something that I'm not. Like, you either go like me or you not. And some people don't like me. Sometimes I'm too extra and too raw and that's cool. I'm not for you. It's okay. So.
Yeah. So one of my favorite quotes is from John Wood. He said, be more concerned with character than reputation, because reputation is merely what others think you are. Character is who you truly are. And one thing about character, you can't hide that. That term, real, recognize real. That's a real thing. That's real life, and that's understandable. Everybody wants to relate to someone like them, or even somebody they know. Somebody know of you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Somewhere. They don't know of me. They know somebody that reminded of me though. But yeah.
But I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. My bad. I didn't mean no disrespect. No, I know how y'all Detroit folk do it out there, but I didn't mean no disrespect.
You know what I'm saying? I told y'all before I got out here, I said, now I ain't got no sick. Y'all sure y'all want me to get on this podcast?
Yeah, that's what we do. We here. That's what we do. Like you ain't seen me. You ain't seen the duck in water yet.
I'm gonna read a few of these comments. Thanks everybody for tapping in, joining us. Definitely. We do this every week, every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Shout out to Teresa Sherman. These are people from your channel. Best Uni, I ain't seen you in forever. How are you doing?
I know. What's going on, Josephine? That's my partner. I'm still waiting on my rhinestones too, Josephine.
Nicoloe, Precious Pieces, how are you tonight?
Hey,
Cena Williams, PM St. Louis, Sonia Clayton.
That's my mama.
Hey, Miss Dreamo, how you doing?
Miss Dreamo, hello. How are you this evening? So yeah, I pretty much touched on everybody. Barb gonna say neither. I did a team poll for Seahawks versus the number one team in the NFL, and it's the Browns. But yeah,
this man just be lying to people.
I am not lying.
He got serious. His face changed.
Listen, this man said the Browns. The Browns don't like the Browns. Hell.
Wow. You just hurt my heart a little bit. Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the normal schedule program.
Please explain to us what it is that you all do as far as crafting.
I couldn't hear you.
Could you please explain to us what it is that you all do as far as crafting?
Oh yes, so I do cricket crafts, I do embroidery, I do sublimation, I do Canva. Canva is my jam. I love designing and different things like that. I love creating. So I can do almost anything or I can figure it out. I have my M1 behind me. I gotta update that with some things. So yeah, so embroidery, sublimation, designing, vinyl. Yeah, those are things I do.
See, that was one of them things you were supposed to be like, what don't you do?
I
Type
know.
of
I
situation,
didn't,
you know?
it's always that balance. I wasn't trying to be like, I do it all, I wasn't trying to come off like that. But I do a lot. And I'm the type of person who I love to research. If I could, you see, I got my master's and I got my teacher certification. I love learning. I read books all the time. I'm currently reading like 3 different books. So if I could, I remember in college, undergrad, I used to sit and I would go to the library and I would study. I would read the books. Like that was like my place. And you didn't have a signal in there. So when I would come out, my friends would be blowing me up because they're like, you was at the library, wasn't you? I'm like, y'all leave me alone. Yeah, I was at the library. So I love learning, I love researching, and I love helping people. So all of these things like came together because I love learning and researching, and then I love helping people, and I love showing people like ways to, when things mess up, ways to fix them. I love hacks and tips and different things like that. I love motivating. In my beginning videos, after every video, it was a motivational quote. So I call myself the motivational crafter, and I would do motivational Mondays. And I think that in life, and through therapy, it's kind of through crafting is kind of like therapy. And especially when we were all locked down, that was great for my mental health and so many other people's mental health. Creating something, being proud of yourself, something to look forward to, something that has a start and an end. A lot of times people don't like things, they may get overwhelmed because they don't know when it's going to end. But if you have a start and an end, that gives you something to look forward to, because and then you can be proud of it. So yeah, I do a lot of things, but I would try to learn anything. I would try to learn anything with it because I absolutely love crafting. My granny was a master seamstress, may she rest in peace. So we would be in Michael's all the time. So when I go in Michael's and Joann's, it reminds me of my grandma. And I actually have a sewing machine I've never used, but I have one. And so crafting is literally like in my blood, and I kind of like tapped into that, So yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's dope. The granny, rest in peace to her, first off.
Yeah.
But like, so how much of yourself do you see in her?
So me and my grandma were born one day apart. I know what you mean. We were born one day apart. So my birthday is October 3rd. Shout out to the Libras. And her birthday is October 2nd. So there we go. Okay, all day. So I see a lot of myself. My granny was very like poised though and classy and really, and I'm like, I mean, I could be classy, but I'm really like bold and loud, different things like that. But I think that I get a lot of things from my grandma. I get when you do things, do it well. When you start things, finish it. My grandma was passing away when I was getting my master's degree. And she told me, she said, you have to finish. I was about to quit. She said, you can't quit. So as my grandmother is actively passing away from cancer, I moved in with her, take care of her. And I was taking care of my grandma, and I was in grad school. And I still graduated with honors, but she said I had to finish. Like, she was like, when you start something, finish it. And at the time, it was a job that I didn't like, and my grandma didn't like me having a job. It was a good job, good paying job, but she was like, you need another job. So she told me to quit that job, and she told me to finish my degree. And I ended up quitting that job, and I finished my degree. So when you start something, you finish it. You be a person of your word, and then, be creative and be yourself. So I get a lot of stuff from my grandma. Me and my granny were like, she was in my fave in T-Mobile when I was in college. I'd be like, y'all shut up. We out. I'm like, y'all shut up. My grandma on the phone. My grandma on the phone. So we were like this. So yeah.
G6, yes. That was very inspirational, and you know, that story alone, it shows that you was able to persevere through a trying and hard time.
My goodness.
One of your peoples from your channel said that they love motivational Mondays, Tiny Tees and things.
Thank you, Tiny. Love. She show up on the Monday. She be like, "Where the motivational Monday?" She don't play with me with my motivational Monday.
Keita Barksdale said Chonita inspired me to do it and helped cope with my grandmother's transition.
Oh, I love you, Keita.
See, those are the moments that matter right there. You hear that type of stuff. That's what, when you in this life and doing this stuff, this, I guess, public lifestyle, and you hear stuff like that. I think that's a lot of what we do it for, you know?
Yeah. You know, I think that I'm a Christian and I believe in God. And I think that when you're in your purpose, things line up. All my life, I've been extra. I've been loud. I love talking. I will be on social media all the time. And people like, why you always on social media? Every time you got to post, every time you doing something, you tell too much. You overshare. All of the things that people talk down on me about. Now I get paid thousands of dollars to do the things that came to me naturally, and people would kind of like tease me about or talk to me about or always crack jokes about. And it's like, when you're walking in your purpose, you're gonna inspire. Like Nip, I love Nipsey Hussle. He was like, the greatest thing you can do is inspire somebody else. So if me being myself and living out loud inspire somebody else, and if that's what God wants me to do, then that's what I'm gonna do. Sometimes I don't want to talk. I want to get off social media. Sometimes I want to break. Sometimes I don't want to share my testimony. I don't. I'm like, I'm talking too much. Nobody. But those inboxes, people crying, people calling me, people saying how I helped them with so many things. Those things make it worth it. Listening to my daughter popped in. She's out of town right now with my ex-husband on vacation. I love you, Maddie. But she would come in and she would talk on motivational Mondays. You know what I mean? It's bigger than me. And when you're walking in your purpose and you realize that it's bigger than you, then you got to show up even when even when you don't feel like it or you don't want to. You have to be obedient. Obedient is better than sacrifice. And I feel like it's way bigger than just posting on social media and crafting and doing those things. I think it's way bigger than that, and that's just how I live my life, and that's why I dream so big. You see, dreams are everywhere, everywhere, up here, back here. That's my name, everywhere. Like, I think it's way bigger than just this. You know what I mean? So things like that make me happy because I'm like, it's not even me. It's God. It's God working through me. So.
You just said, did you just say obedience is better than sacrifice?
Yep.
That's a t-shirt right there.
Yeah. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Sometimes you don't want to do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But if you're obedient and you do what you're supposed to do, then you'll be blessed in your obedience. So
we ain't been on here about 15 minutes. So you didn't drop a whole bunch of gems.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm feeling them.
I'm trying to tell you.
Gems on gems on gems.
Yeah. Man, I should just narrow it down. Hold on, Steve. I shouldn't just narrow it down. What are some words to inspire people that's trying to get into and maybe be recognized by brands? Because you are very recognizable. You're a celebrity. Even the people over here said celebrity. Yeah, you're a celebrity. You're all right. You are an influencer and you are the truth. So
thank you.
What are some of the things that you think that got you to, being endorsed or being sought out, being seen, looked for?
Once again, I'm 10 toes down on being yourself. That's what I believe. People have known me all my life that's on there. People have known me throughout school. People have known, like, this is me. One thing, and I keep going back to this because a lot of people like to emulate people that they like. They're like, well, let me be like them. And I think that your blessings is in your authenticity, right? So if you can show up as yourself, I'm a little medium ghetto, sometimes just a little bit. So I'm a little medium ghetto. So it's like, bougie ghetto, a little bit. So I
Ain't
can
nothing
turn
wrong
it
with it.
on. You know what I'm saying? I could show up, I could do whatever, but I'm gonna be myself. And surprisingly, a lot of the brands, I was surprised at the brands that hit me up and they're like, oh, they loved it. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay, cool. You know, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to not be myself. I remember one company had reached out to me, and this isn't even a big brand company, but they're getting up there now. And they were like, well, you know, you can't do Christian things. I said, well, I'm a Christian and I will not take it. So and then we end up working it out, but you have to be true to yourself. And I think that once again, it's just something about being authentic. If I came on here and I was fake, people can see it. They're like, oh, she slipped up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wait, that's a little bit different. But what you will see is consistently me. And I think that brands are like, I like people who show up, who tell the truth. I tell the truth about certain things, and I may not say it in a nasty, catty way, but I'll tell the truth. And I think that people like that, and my people, at least. Everybody doesn't like all of that. You know, some people like dry eyes, and they like boring, they like this, and that's fine because I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But I think that the brands really like myself. Every brand love my jingle. They're like, that jingle. They're like, oh my goodness, your energy, all of that. So those are things that they've told me that they like. And I just, you know, just show up.
So I missed a question earlier. You said you're reading 3 books. I'm curious what those books are.
Okay, so I'm reading Atomic Habits. So I'm not sure if you heard of that book. I'm reading, it's a author, she it's about budgeting. It's like you were a bad A budgeter or something like that. So it's about budgeting because I'm trying to get my coins right. And then I'm actually reading like 2 more, but where are they at? Because I keep them with me all the time. That's Atomic Habits, that's the budgeting book. And where's my other book that I'm reading? Oh, it's Believing in Bigger. It's like a devotional. So it's like Believe in Bigger. And it's a daily devotional that it actually has a devotion, and then it has where you can write inside of it. And it's really, really good. So,
yeah. A couple people from the crowd, Juvan, if I am butchering your name, I humbly
yeah.
Keep letting God work and use you. Creating with Tuck. Hey, she's saying hi to all of us.
Hey, Tuck. Hey, everybody.
Mama dropping the gems.
I get it from my mama.
Hey. Fun fact: Chonita was high school prom queen.
Don't you put my business out there like that?
Prom queen,
I was prom queen. I don't know. I really believe that, like, in another world, I really was like a queen or princess or something. I think it's probably because my daddy probably made me think that. But I literally believe, I'm like, I think I was royalty. Like, if we have those, I'm like, it just gotta be.
Great way to think, though. Ain't nothing wrong with it. And then I want to say, man, for all y'all that are not subscribed, we do this every Thursday. You never know who we might bring out. As you can tell, we bring out real special guests. Man, we bring out people from the bedroom to the boardroom every week. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and do all the stuff. Tell a friend and tell a friend, you know?
Yes. Smash that notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when we go live.
I just want to shout out Linda. Linda is a beast at Glow Forge. So y'all may want to, she's a beast at the Glow Forge. Like, she's absolutely amazing with that. So I've been trying to get her to come on to the YouTube side and try to come and create, but I just had to shout her out real quick.
Linda, we're gonna look you up. Linda, we're gonna be looking you up.
You gotta point your finger. It ain't official until you point your finger like you do at everybody else.
I know, Linda.
Linda, yeah.
Come on in here.
Hey, Uni Boo.
Come on. So, Chonita, let me ask, what's the project? What's your current project right now? What you got going on over there?
So I literally am like 10 minutes in editing this bling rhinestone shirt. Shout out to the baby's booty. Shout out to Bella Canvas. So I made this And I'm literally in the middle of editing the video. I may have like 15 minutes. I was actually driving my mom around earlier that she had me doing some stuff. I'm like, Ma, I got to get back. I was like, I got you, because I got my mama back. But I'm like, I'm editing this video and I got this podcast. But I'm like, I was like, will I be done? I'm like, no. So it might drop tonight. If y'all want me to drop it tonight, later on tonight, let me know and I'll drop it. But I'm working on this. I literally, I don't know if I've been bit by the crafting bug, but I am so back motivated and hungry like when I was in the beginning. So you know how in life you have like ebbs and flows, but I literally have a notebook of so many ideas, things I want to start doing, like templates for my rhinestones. I want to start doing deep diving more into my membership and expanding my membership. I'm redoing right now. I'm working on a new planner. So I have a current planner, but I'm working on a planner that's specifically for creatives, because people are like, how do you do all of these things? And so I'm really big on time blocking, because time get away. And I'm like, I'm huge on time blocking and trying to organize my life. Eventually one day I'm gonna have the Pinterest life in the Pinterest house and craft room and all those things, because I love organization, but I don't be organized like how I want to be. So I'm working on being organized, and I'm working on a planner so other creators and people can use it to help plan their lives and get the most out of things. I love 50 Cent and I love his book, not the bad personality, but his business personality. And it's basically like work smarter, not harder. So how can I work smarter and take everything to the next level and do so and still have balance of being a mother and having a social life and different things like that. So my planner that I'm working on will hopefully get us to where we can become smarter, working smarter, not harder. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm in the zone, when I'm locked in, it was so hard for me to stop editing that video. When I'm locked, especially when I saw the end of the pieces, I'm like, I'm right there. So when I'm locked in, I'm like a pit bull on that thing. Like when I'm on, it's like I'm locked in. So learning how to have balance, and you know what I'm saying? Because I will overwork. Put me in a room, I'm working. I will work. I will stay up all night. I have stayed up all night working on things so I wouldn't fall asleep and oversleep to take my daughter to school. I've literally stayed up all night countless times once I was locked in with something. So, yeah.
I feel that. I want to ask a question.
Thank you, man.
Born and raised in Detroit, so how was life growing up with Detroit with all the street politics and all that stuff out there, and you still trying to pursue your college degree and then now getting into this craft life? How did you stay out of that way of living?
My family, we are so grounded. It's like I come from a real strong family. So we're extremely close. We're extremely strong. The world could be crumbling all around us, but we gonna be locked in together, holding each other down, right? So it literally was God and my family. That's it. Because Detroit, you could get caught up in all types of things. Like you get caught up in all types of things. Like literally, I grew up Dexter and Joy Road. Like, look it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it could get rough around those parts. So my family kept me grounded, and I don't know. I literally just think that sometimes some things are just in you. You know what I'm saying? Some things are just in you. It ain't on you, it's in you. And I think that my drive, my wheel, like when I was in school, my parents was like, you too hard on yourself. They're like, a B is okay. I'm like, a B? Better not be a C. Like, what is that? So I think that some people just like have ever since they're younger, and it's just who they are. And that's once again tapping in and being who you truly are. And I done let certain things like bother me. People around me could do whatever. I never liked peer pressure. If you try to peer pressure me, I'm for dang sure not doing it. Like, you think you about to force me to do something? They're like, up, don't do. Chonita, you said you up, don't do. She really not gonna do it now. So I think that solid relationship with God and my family, and because that nurturing, it helped me to stay focused on what I wanted to be focused on. And a lot of people are like, I could see you from Detroit, but you don't seem like from Detroit. Like you, it's like a. And so definitely it was just God and my family kept us grounded, kept us rooted in our faith and what we wanted and our dreams and our desires and stuff. It's literally in us. My one brother, he's an actor, he's a firefighter, he models. My other brother, he has a job, but then he promotes parties and he raps on the side. It's like, that's my parents. My mom always say this and we tease her. She always say the fruits of my labor. So it's the fruits of their labor. You know what I'm saying? When you grow up a certain way, you know, you'll stay on the right path. But it been like I said, I was born Detroit, so it could get, you know. So just stay focused.
Yeah. That's why I was asking. I know some people from out that way. Like, yeah, it's a hell of a way of living there, man. And then just the ups and downs that y'all go through, just being out there with government and all the stuff.
With everything, the school system, just with so many different things. It's a lot. And if you're not rooted, you know what I'm saying? If you're not rooted into certain things, you can get tossed and to and fro. So you got to be rooted, and that's where it has to. That's where it has to be.
They working on that water situation over there. I know
it's Flint. Yeah, that's in Flint. Detroit, we still good, but I ain't even speaking on that. We just praying for them people because that's a whole nother podcast. That is getting my prayers out to them because that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, that it is.
Yeah.
So you're a force in this internet world, man. How is the business like in your hometown? Like, do you get a lot of business being there, or how's that work?
Oh, you say I'm a force. I like how y'all talking. That's nice. A lot of people say, my lawyer actually had told me the other day, she was like, Chonita, you're not even walking in where you want to walk. And I think, and I don't necessarily like the word humble. I get it, but I will probably consider myself, I don't see myself like probably how other people see myself because I'm not hitting the goals that I kind of want. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate how many people love me, but I turn people down every single day. People be mad at me. When I say the love is real, like people are always reaching out. Can you just, and I have to turn people down sometimes because my capacity of taking things on, I have anxiety and I'm a perfectionist. And it's like so many things I want to do. And I was married, my ex-husband moved out of town. So although he's a great father, he lives out of state. So when my daughter's here, I'm full-time mama, full-time business owner. I also do photography. I didn't even mention that. So I do photography. I'm a hustler, baby. Detroit through my veins. You better ask about me. We gonna make a way. So I have, because I like to operate at a level of perfectionism that's non-existent. I have to learn how to balance and tell people no, and I can't do things because I'll try to make everybody happy and do everything, and then I'll be left with nothing. You know, so I'm a therapist advocate. I go to therapy. I believe in balance, and I turn people down all the time. And I know sometimes they're upset, but I have to make sure that I'm okay, so my daughter can be okay, so my business can be okay, and I have to. Because I believe I'm multifaceted, I can do so many different things. I have to focus on certain things so that I can excel. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So the love is real. When I say I post on social media a lot, and I kind of use it as a diary. And one, because biblically it's like write it down and make it plain. So I write in notebooks and stuff too. But I type on social media, and people are like, why are you typing on this? Because I'm a receipt queen, and y'all not gonna come for me like I didn't say what this was or God didn't say what this was. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see it's timestamp there that it was already written, that it was already there. So I have to turn a lot of people down, honestly. And my family, my friends, my mom, they get mad. They're like, why you not do this? Oh my goodness, my sis Jamie, she would have me doing everything every day. I see you, Jamie. Thanks for being on here. And I'm like, I cannot do everything for you, sis, because I can't. So those are, and I love her and I thank you for supporting me. But I tell people down all the time, and they're like, I'm like, I can't do it. So the support and the love is real. And once again, because people know the level that I operate and my transparency, and they see me with other things work so hard, they're like, well, I know she'll get it done. And of course I drop the ball because I'm a human, but typically I try to make sure I work at a level of excellence. You know what I mean? As much as I can. So that's like the standard. And people know that I'm gonna try my hardest when I do anything. So I love them and they love me. I love, like, I really do. At the end of my videos, I'm like, I love y'all. I love people and I love my dreamers, my supporters, my family, my friends. The love is like so real. So yeah, they support your girl. They do.
So a lot of times, Seak and I are talking about social medias and it being a full-time job, and it can become overwhelming. Can you give us some tips on how you handle your social media, because you're everywhere all at once?
I'll be everywhere. You ain't never there. I'm everywhere. No. I've been doing social media since the beginning. Like when Mark popped it, when it was just college kids, I was on Facebook like, what up though, Facebook? That's what we say in Detroit. What up though? So social media, I can do this stuff like in the back of my hand. My problem is I have so many tabs open. That's why I have to time block, and that's why I have to write things down, and that's why I have to use my planner, because if it was up to me, I literally will be posting a reel, editing the video, doing something, and it's like, stop, Chonita, hone it in, only focus on this. So what I started implementing is time blocking. And I always say time blocking saved my life. I even time block time with my daughter. I'll tell my daughter, hey, when this alarm goes off, this is our time. Right? Because I'm a single mom and I'm a hustler and nobody ain't paying my bills. And you know, my real husband ain't found me yet. You know what I'm saying? So I was married before. He ain't found me yet, or he might have, and you playing, but that's another story. So anywho, I time block. I time block with my daughter, and I'm like, when this alarm goes off, this is our time. You know, we have this amount of time, to the point where now she'll be like, what time is this? And she'll do time blocking. And I'll put my phone on D&D, and I'll put my phone in another room, because if you got your phone now, we addicted to these phones and all this stuff. And so I'll focus on that. So I'll even do that with my business. Like if you look on my last Facebook post, I said, after this podcast, I may go have some drink, because you know my daughter out of town. So what's up? So I'm like, who want to hang with me or whatever? And people started texting me, and I'm like, I put them on D&D because I'm like, I'm editing this video, and then I have this podcast, and I have to focus. So I'll put things on D&D. So tips, back to the question, tips that I say is write things down, time block. And when you're 100% focused on things, because you can have your phone in your hand and you could be doing stuff, you're not giving those things 100% of your time. So when you put things on D&D, or when you time block, those things are designated for that, so that you can give that 100% or close to 100% as possible, and you can excel in that one thing. So time blocking, writing things down, giving yourself breaks, therapy. If you are a Christian or whatever you do, your faith, your religion, you have time for that. Taking breaks, reading books. Last summer, I took the whole summer off. I don't know who I thought I was. I took the whole summer off, and I'm so blessed I was able to do that, but I needed to do that. And you know what I did? I learned how to skate backwards. I went to brunch and dressed up and felt good. And I did things that I wanted to do, because you have to give yourself balance. And if you work too hard, or if you don't ever get that rest, you're going to be depleted and you're not going to be working at 100%. So make sure you take your vitamins, going to your doctor. I always talk about that because I have something called Graves' disease, which is your thyroid, and that can mess you up. So I was in a storm, and that's what you call almost like a crisis every time. I was in a storm, and I'm working and taking care of my daughter and doing all those things. Well, if something were to happen to me, what would that leave my daughter or my business? So you have to take care of yourself. So it's a lot deeper. You could hustle, you could grind, you get money, but what are you doing for your mental health? What are you doing for your body? What are you doing for your family? How are you helping people? And how are you making sure that you're sane? So time blocking, writing things down, making actual schedules for yourself, preparing, you know what I'm saying, adding structure to your business. Those are things that you can research and you can study so you can show up as your best self. So that's my
gems, and gems. I hope y'all heard.
Idea.
Gems on gems. I say that all the time. I'm gonna put that on the shirt. Gems on gems on gems.
I'm telling you. Great advice right there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Crypto Case Cartel. What's going on? Appreciate you joining. Kita Burke says, there's no cap or limit on her talent. Hey.
Y'all y'all see that like that, and that's genuine love. Y'all know, like I said, energy. God has blessed me with discernment. It be folks that be coming, and I be like, I see you. I'm from Detroit. You gotta know it's a certain type of way you gotta know how to move. But that genuine love is something else. You know what I'm saying? It be fake love too, but I genuinely love y'all back though. But I see it. But I genuinely love y'all back because that's just how I roll. You know. Yeah. But it's something about that. It's just something about when something real, you know, and some people maybe have never had real friendships or real relationships or real love or real. So if you never had it, you may not be able to know. But when you had it, you know when it's real and when it's genuine. And I appreciate that love. I literally feel the love. I love my dreamers, like for real, like on everything.
And that makes a big difference.
Yep.
That makes a big difference having a realness.
Kia
and that community.
I'm so proud of her.
Oh, thank y'all. It's that community. You know, they will ride. They will ride for me. Like they really will. And I'll ride for them. So it's that community that I built with these people that's over in other countries and, you know, different places. I just it's such a blessing to even like be here. So
yeah, understandable. So you do so much stuff. What's your specialty? What you like doing the most? And
my specialty, what I like doing the most is teaching. I love the classes. I love the one-on-ones. I love somebody coming to me with some idea and then I break it down to their pillars, to their target audience, that's like my favorite thing to actually do. It's that one-on-one connection, that people to people, that person to person, that where people leave and they're like, oh my goodness, I've been trying to figure this out for years and you figured it out in 30 minutes. We got a whole 30 minutes left and you figured it out. That inspiration is deeper than the craft. And I love the process of making the things and the end result. But my favorite part is when I could help somebody in their real life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when people come to me for one-on-ones, I'm like, okay, how is your life structured? What do you do? What does your day look like? And they're like, why are you asking me this? Well, I need to know that because how are you going to be able to fit something else into your life? Because this ain't easy. You got to put the work in and pay the cost to be the boss. None of this is easy. I don't care how good or how easy I make it look. I don't care if you think, I don't care if you think, oh, Chonita, you know, she makes it look, she always happy. One thing that I do is I stand true to myself and I know how to show up, but that doesn't mean that I'm always happy. You know, I have lives when I was going through, when I wasn't feeling good and I said it to them and I'm like, I'm not feeling well, you know, etc. I've been really tired. I've been going to get blood work. I've been going to do whatever, but I showed up and I showed them that. So my favorite part is the deeper part. It's the inspiration. It's the part where people have told me that they were going through a very personal issue and they hadn't crafted in months. And I have them let them craft. Well, I inspired them to craft. And now that's helping them heal through that's the part that I love. And me showing up and me making people laugh and people like, I'm over here laughing at you and I was just crying. Or those are the parts that make me happy. It's the heart. It's the heart part. You know what I'm saying? That's the part. That's my favorite part.
So you mentioned the classes. What are the classes? Elaborate on what can one expect from the classes?
So I have a few classes. I have a sublimation for beginners class, Canva class. That's my class. I'm the Canva class. I was doing Canva classes every single month, some more than once a month, because people like the way that I explain Canva and how I teach the class. People like, I paid 3 times for a Canva class and I didn't learn half of these things. So I do that. I'm about to start doing some classes on the hacks, like the sublimation on clear and DTF hacks, people like those. I also do one-on-ones, which I just had a one-on-one helping someone do print and cut in Cricut. So anything that I feel like that I'm comfortable enough teaching you, we can have a class on it. But yeah, my number one class is that Canva class. That's the number one stunner right there. Sublimation, Canva. They've asked me to do a planner class, so I'm going to be doing that. They asked me to do all types of classes, and they show up and they show out, and the classes are amazing. We'll be on there after the class, like an hour talking, eating, laughing. You know what I'm saying? Some people do this and they do it either for something that they're getting, you know what I'm saying? Right. Whether it be money or whether it be validation from other people. Sometimes people like being in the spotlight. It's like something they get. I do it for helping people. And the feeling I get from connecting, you know what I'm saying, with people, and like the heart part. That's the part that I'm gonna have to put that on the shirt. The heart part. That's the part that I like. And I get to see their faces and talk to them, and you know what I'm saying, learn about their family. Some people, grandkids call me. Y'all, I get a FaceTime on Facebook from some people, grandkids. They're like, welcome back. I'm like, welcome back. Oh, that was bad. You know, so those are the parts that's like, yo, grandkid love me. Like, wow. You know what I mean? So those are the things that we do. But yeah, I do all types of classes, and I've literally been on live, and I'm like, y'all want a class on this? And they're like, yeah. And I made it, and they started signing up while I was on live.
Wow.
My dreamers. Don't play with my dreamers. Do you understand? My dreamers show up. We ride out.
We is definitely not about to play with the dreamers. I'm part of the dreamers. I'm a dreamer. Period. All right.
I just love them. Like,
if you had one machine though that you could use, only one, which one would it be and why?
Oh, that's hard. I only got one kid, but that seemed like that'd be trying to pick which kid, you know. One machine. I don't know. I'm gonna say, just so I can make sure that I'm answering, I'll stick to my Cricut because that was the beginner, the one that I started with. So if I had to, I would say my Cricut. I'm kind of on my embroidery machine because my baby back here, like Pretty Ricky is what I call him.
Pretty Ricky.
Oh yeah, like both of them,
huh? Pretty Ricky. But I think my Cricut, I stick to the one that got me started. If I had
Cricut. So your Cricut is cold because Cricut's like a household name. Like, if you don't know nothing else about a crafting business, you know about a Cricut.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things like you do with the craft? Y'all call it the Cricut crafts. What are some of your Cricut crafts?
So I've done everything from like print and cut shirts. I've done my rhinestone shirt. I've done my business cards. I've done stickers. I've done vinyl for cups, for mugs. Literally, the Cricut, you could do so much with it. So, and t-shirts, of course, I made this one. My hustle looks different with the Cricut. So yeah. On my nice Bella Canvas shirt. Shout out to Bella Canvas.
Hey, Bella Canvas. Salute.
Best of the best, period. What up though, Wes? So yeah.
So do you just do custom shirts, or do you happen to have a clothing brand or something?
So I do custom shirts, but I also have a Queen Dreamer brand that I'm running out now. Now look at this shirt in the back. It says cream.
Excuse me.
Right? That's a long time ago. I had that shirt printed out by somebody else years ago before I even started making shirts, like years ago. So that's the things where stuff like lines up. So I'm starting to do the brand, the Queen Dreamer brand, but that wasn't what I first started off with. I was just making all types of things. Anything you can think of, I can make it, but I'm going to start honing in on my Queen Dreamer. I have a embroidery skull cap, you know what I'm saying, different things like that with the Queen Dreamer logo that my mom I put it together, but it's used with my mom's font, so shout out to my mama. She has beautiful penmanship, and so yeah, and she has an Etsy shop, so shout out to her. Check out Sassy Sonya Fun Fonts because she makes fonts. But yeah, so I'm gonna start.
I'm sorry, you said she makes what? Font, really? And shout that name out again one time.
Sassy Sonya's Fun Fonts on Etsy. That's my mama's shop. And I'm on Etsy. I have clip art on Etsy, which is Do Dream on Etsy.
I'm gonna check that out. We might have to have Mom come over here and talk about that. We don't need no font maker.
Yeah, my mom has really good penmanship, and what I said to her is, I'm always thinking about ways you could, make money. I'm like, Ma, you write so beautiful. I said, you can make fonts. I could make t-shirts with your fonts. My dreamers could buy your fonts. You know what I'm saying? And it could be a family affair thing. And she was like, well, show me how to do it. So I show her how to do it. I show her how to use Canva. I show her how to do that. And then she started making fonts because she has beautiful penmanship.
That's dope. I'm gonna have to check her out. And Mom, you got the invite though. You want to come on and talk about it? Let's talk about it.
We're both saying Mom like she adopted us.
My mama love everybody. Like she loves everybody. She got one of the biggest hearts. So
I think that's dope. I've never met anyone. I haven't came across anyone that creates fonts. I love to talk to her about that. That's dope.
Yeah. So my logo, the new logo, not this one, because that was the one years ago, right? But the new Queen Dreamer logo was made by her fonts. So I'm honing on that. But like I said, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to learn my balance and know my capacity and know what to work on. So I'm focusing on growing my YouTube channel, building my community even more, and providing more digital supplies. I even blog. Like I was blogging before blogging was cool. I have a blog that's still out there that's like a decade old. I was going to restaurants it's almost like, I don't know, I was doing stuff before it was like cool, like solo dates. I was doing that years ago. I was blogging years ago, checking out restaurants. I was doing stuff before it became like a TikTok popular kind of thing. So yeah.
That's dope. I'm sorry, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to read, and I'm half blind, and everything is little.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, I'm just trying to focus on building certain things at one thing at a time. You know what I'm saying? So
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with balance. I think we all need that. When can we expect that planner? So for those of us that need help with balance.
So I definitely will try to have it before the fourth quarter. While my daughter's gone, I'm really trying to make sure that it's going to be like the bomb. You know what I mean? I really, like I said, remember, I try to work out of like excellence. So I want to make sure it's like, I didn't even know that a planner should have this. So I'm literally writing in my journals and in my notebooks of what I do. So then I could put that into the journal. Like, what do you really do in the day of your life? What is it that you do? Because people are like, what's the secret sauce? You know what I'm saying? They want to know it. So I'm like, buy this journal and then you have it and you can plan it your way. And that's the thing. One of my mottos is I'm creating my dream life. Everybody may not want to do what I do, and that's okay. But I want to help you create your dream life. What is it that you want to do? And that's something I talk about in my one-on-ones. You may not want to do what I do, but what you do, I want you to be happy and true to that. You know what I mean? So it may look different, but I'll try to provide you with something as simple as a planner to help you create your dream life. Wow.
Period. Look, she just sold like 20 of them right there.
Have you incorporated AI into anything that you're doing?
Oh yeah, I love me some Chat GPT, baby. Chat GPT. I actually need to do a video on that on my other YouTube channel. So I have a personal YouTube channel, and I got over 600 subscribers on that one so far. So yay! But on that channel, I'll need to talk about it. But Chat GPT is the truth. Somebody came at me wrong in an email, and I was like, that Detroit came out, and I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I was like, how do I say? Because you want to know, like, being realistic and really honest. Overall, I'm a very happy person. I choose to be happy. I fight for my smile. Life is not perfect for me. I'm not even where I want to be in a lot of different places, but I fight to be happy because it just makes me feel better, makes other people feel better. I would rather be happy than upset, mad, miserable, and all of that. Yes. So people come at me sometimes and they may think like, oh, she's so happy. Like, is she dingy, or is she fake, or is she, oh, she's so nice she wouldn't. I'm from Detroit though, baby. Let's not let this smile fool you. Like, you're not gonna come at me disrespectfully. Like, some people become like, whoa. So I'm like, I've used that before. Like, let me take a couple minutes, woosah, breathe in, breathe out. You know what I mean? And then let me come back. I was like, how do you say this? Because I'm like, I'm about to say it in a whole nother way. And they're going to be like, you dream on. Like,
You just sourcing it out real quick.
I'm flabbergasted. So yeah, but absolutely. AI is a little scary, but we ain't gonna talk about that either. But it's, it definitely can help in business. And like I said, I'm all trying to work smarter, not harder. So if something can provide some type of help, and I'm a one-person show,
Yeah.
I'm a one-person show. So have you guys incorporated it?
I use AI every day.
Every day.
I've been doing it for the longest. Yeah, I used to, for a while, I was doing a t-shirt a day, drop a new t-shirt every day. And that was pivotal in product descriptions for me using Chat GPT. And I stopped. I just got burnt out on it. I did 147. I dropped 147 shirts this year.
Ooh. Oh, wow. And where do you drop your shirts?
I had them on my website. I have them on my Etsy shop, 12vegoneapparel. I stopped that day 140, but I dropped 147. I just got bored, for one, and then two, it was overwhelming coming up with a different shirt every day. So I was like, let's switch lanes.
And that's that balance. And see, and that's what happens is I started doing crafting for therapy. I didn't necessarily do crafting for money. I knew, YouTube can make, so you can make money off YouTube, but the crafting part was for therapy. So when you kind of mix and finagle things that are therapy for, it changes it. For example, I started juicing recently because I'm trying to just make little changes. So I try to get, my goal is 1% better every day. And you measure your own 1%. I got that from, I think, Atomic Habits. I'm not going to take nobody's stuff. People be on here taking people's stuff. But I'm not taking myself. So 1% better every day. And I put that out there because whatever it is, whether it's sleeping a little bit longer, writing in my journal, making sure I stop and actually pray and do my devotional, reading another chapter in a book, walking instead of walking farther away so I get some steps in. I've started juicing and my presentation looks great, so people are like, I want to buy them. And I'm like, I could flip these, do my uncle. So I got to shout out my Uncle Tyrone. You talk about a Detroit hustler.
Yeah.
I got my hustle from Uncle Tyrone. He like, you bought one watermelon, you make this many juices, you could sell them at literally, he drunk it. He was like, you could sell that. I said, I already know. Like, I got you. Yeah. But my uncle, like, I promise, I'm surprised he's not on here. He literally said this. And I'm like, and people like, the first thing they do, because they know I'm a hustler, they're like, I want to buy the juices. And I'm like, right now I'm not selling them because this is for my therapy, cutting it up and seeing how beautiful it looks and it tastes, and then giving it to people and they like it. And I know this is something helping for them. It's more healing for me than trying to get money off of it. People, I didn't even say I was selling it. People was trying to buy them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some people got the Midas touch. So they're like, up, let me get. So it's like everything isn't meant for and then maybe it's not the time. It's a time and a place and it's a season for everything. So right now, that's not what I want to do. Next week, I may want to do it, but not right now. So trying to find things that you want to do and find them balance. That's dope that you did those shirts, but you got burnt out from it. You want this to be something, you know what I'm saying? You have to find ways to where I like romanticizing things. I like romanticizing. Life is hard. We out here struggling. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't got it all together. I'm not at the point financially that I want to be yet. I see it and I know it can be done, but I'm not there yet. So you would think, like, I mean, hustle. Sometimes you have to learn how to take a nap, go for a walk, get you some nice juice, relax, do something that makes you feel good. Watch a movie where I put on Facebook all the time. Should I watch this movie or should I edit this video? You know what I'm saying? Like, what should I do? You have to learn how to have balance and to enjoy, because really the only thing we have is right now. Really, realistically, the only thing we have is right now. And sometimes I'm a dreamer. I think big. I want it all. Like but it's like, relax, Chonita. Look at what you have now. Be grateful for what you have now. Enjoy the people in your life now. Like I said before, I was in the middle of editing. I had to go help my mom run some errands because she can't drive right now because of she was in a car accident a while last year. So I'm driving her around doing stuff for her, and I'm like, stop, enjoy this time with your mom. You're doing stuff with your mom. You have the stuff you have to do later, but enjoy this time. And I literally talk to myself a lot about that, like, enjoy the present and show up 100% where you are. Like right now, I'm locked in with y'all right now. I'm enjoying this moment right now. I got 15 minutes of that video that I want to do, but I'm enjoying this moment right now. And a lot of times we're chasing certain things and we're on hamster wheels trying to do it all and all that. And like I said, I'm multifaceted. It's 50 million things I could do. People be like, you bored? I ain't never bored. I could do 5. I'm never bored because I have so many things to do. But sometimes we have to like slow down and then remember why we started. And I think that's why I'm loving the crafting again, because it was like, I started getting brand deals. So I put one video out, I get X amount of dollars. I ain't gotta put no videos out because I'm good. I'm Gucci. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, but that passion and that love and that connection and those types of things has came back. And I'm like, I'm having fun. It's always about balance. And I'm a Libra. So my scales gotta be balanced, baby, or it's a hot mess. So you got to learn how to balance where you can still get those things. You work smarter, not harder. Learn balance and be present in the moment. Those are things that I'm personally working on these things. So I say that to you, like, that's dope you did those shirts, but you got burnt out. Now you probably don't even want to see a shirt. So you're going to have to figure out a way, you know what I'm saying, to get back into it, romanticize it, make it something fun for you, somebody that you love, to hop back in, tap back into that zone. Because one thing that I have learned is that once you kind of start something, so once you start being creative and you like tap into your creativity, it's like, it's a whole other world. So once you tap in, it's almost like a snowball effect. You do a little bit, and you like, how did I even come up with that? Because you was in your zone. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get back to your zone so you can show up for 12 Gone Apparel.
Actually, 12 Gone Apparel is my main stuff, like what I've been known by, but I'm actually starting a standalone clothing brand, 1731 Clothing, which is separate from what I do here. 12 Gone Apparel has just become this persona for the podcast and the stuff like that, and I can't change his name at this point, but 1731 Clothing is, I'm working on a clothing brand, so that's why I shifted my focus to from the t-shirt a day stuff, I'm trying to make a way out of no way, period. So,
I love that.
Why 1731? See,
1731 was at my grandparents. I grew up with my grandparents. That was a house address.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love it.
you know, family, love, roots, that type of thing. And so now I'm trying to forge an identity. I got 27 followers and stuff, you know, on social media, you know.
Moving on up.
Don't be laughing at the 27. That's what's up.
No, yeah, period. I'm not laughing. It's just funny because only reason I haven't really put 1731 out to everybody, and I got a lot of friends in this industry, you know, a lot of people that know who I am, but nobody knows what I'm doing. I was trying to grow that side of it organically. And I'm pushing my motto, no manufacturers, because I'm tired of overseas manufacturers being in my inbox. So that's my gimmick for that clothing brand, no manufacturers until we need it, you know. So
I love it. Congratulations.
Right on. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let me read some of these comments, please. Marissa Dandridge, I took her Canva class and it was excellent. I did jump all the way up. Jamie, that Canva class was fire. Tiny tees and things. I like that heart part. That's a real one, right? Don't forget that heart.
It's the heart.
Jamie, the doggone Racoma. Laugh out loud. Alicia Gordon, good evening and greetings from Arkansas. How are you doing?
Arkansas.
So appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
T. Johnson, what up? Rye Beats, how you doing? Nicole Reeves.
What up?
What's going on? So
she didn't brought
let's
out
talk about
Weinstein in ages.
Yeah, I didn't have none of this great last time. You know. To some of these impressions expos and different things of that nature, do you find those beneficial to the industry and everything that you're doing, or is it something that everyone should experience? How do you feel about it?
So the first time I was brought around a bunch of people and something like that was Wallapalooza. Shout out to Heat Transfer Warehouse, right? Shout out everybody. I love y'all. So and I think those can be literally like life-changing. So let me back up. Like I said, I started crafting because it was something for therapeutic. It was something I like to do. My channel did really well. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was gonna, go the route that it went. So I had no idea. But when I went and how Kirk and Brooke and everybody Heat Transfer Warehouse, how they responded, how they treated us, how they rolled the red carpet out to us. And then hearing everybody speak, I said, a light bulb kind of went in my head. And I said, oh, okay. Yeah. So it literally shifted everything for me. So I absolutely believe those are, and I didn't even know about those things. I came in here blind. You know what I came in here doing? I came in here working, putting out videos. 1 week I have 5 videos. I was just head down. I didn't know no other crafters. The only 2 crafters, I always say this, I even saw before was Charmaine, shout out to Charmaine Galloway, and Jay Stewart. I didn't know it was a whole crafting world. I had no idea. I knew it was video, and I'm like, put the videos out, show up. I'm a workhorse. And when I get locked in, like I said before, when I'm locked in, I'm locked in. So if you tell me what to do, you like, Chonita, do this, and you can do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go hard and go in. So I didn't even know. And then what happened was Best Uni, shout out to Josie, she would come and put hearts under every one of my videos. I didn't even know she was a crafter. So much
She's
love.
A great supporter.
I love her.
She's a great supporter.
I had no idea that it was a whole bunch of other people. And then because of Josie, I guess other people found me. I don't know. But so I'm a person who like locked in, and you tell me what to do. I didn't know the business sides of stuff. I'm still learning some of those things. I didn't know the other side. So to answer your question, any of those expos, building the relationship I built with Brooke and with Wes and with so many different people that goes beyond this is absolutely amazing. So yes, I believe they're so dope to go and be with and help. And even Yeah, it's amazing. So I think that they're absolutely worth it. That networking, that showing people have came up to me and started singing my theme song, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like, oh, you know me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a dope experience, and then to be around like-minded people. You know, the saying, the 5 people you hang around with, etc. To have people that in your same industry and that do what you do. You know what I mean? It's just those things are kind of priceless. So I absolutely think they're amazing to go to do, to join, to be there, to show up. Absolutely.
Hey Wes, we still need you for the interview, man. I'm reaching, I'm pointing, I'm doing a little Seak. Wes, Bella Canvas.
Come on.
I need you. Come on. Too.
You know, I met him I met him and had no idea who he was until after he left.
Really?
I was in his presence. I didn't know. I had no clue. I knew it was Bella Canvas, but I had no clue who he was until after the fact.
Why you say it like
man, I just missed it because I missed the interview. I'm like, man, that would have been a dope interview. You know? And I'm like, we having lunch. And I don't even know who he is until after he left.
That's funny.
You know? Yeah.
Wes is the one that does the Bella Canvas events after Impressions Expo.
I had lunch with them and Stan and some other people, but I didn't know who he was at the time.
Yeah. Wow.
It was so good to see the other crafters in person. Like, it was so good. Like, just to see people in person. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Like, I was just so happy to see everybody.
Just being around all the people you watch on TV, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was dope.
And then I want to shout out Best Uni again, man. That woman is a great supporter. She supports everybody, man. I mess with her. Like,
yes, she gives and she get in your inbox and yell at you when you need to be yelled at. You know what I'm saying? And she come on
drop
camera.
That heart.
Yeah.
Drop that heart on that comment. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Shout out.
Why don't y'all do me a favor, put some hearts in the chat for Best Uni, please.
Put some hearts in the chat for Best Uni.
I'm gonna read this comment from Mary G. I found Chonita's YouTube channel last week, and I was so excited and blessed to subscribe to it as well. I too rooted by my parents and God.
Oh, welcome, Mary. Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all dropping those hearts.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Like, so this interview, I can't lie, this interview went a whole different way than I was expecting.
Really?
Because I expected to talk t-shirts, I expected to talk crafting, I expected to talk business for that. Like, I'm glad that you came in here and gave us you know what I mean, and your faith and all the stuff. Like, it's like some of the things you've said, you mentioned mental health, you mentioned love, you mentioned family, you mentioned God, all these different things that I think a lot of us in real life avoid, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I've always loved about this show is these type of interviews when we get into the heart of the person, into the mind of the person, the soul of the person, you know what I mean? I just want to shout you out, appreciate you for that. And just the supporters, man, we seeing how they love you out there, you know, just appreciate you for just coming in, showing out and showing up, you know what I mean?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think a lot of times we can YouTube how to start a t-shirt. If you look up how to start a t-shirt business, you'll find 50 million, you know what I'm saying, things like that. But when you're trying to figure out how do I start a t-shirt business and also make sure that my mental health is intact and make sure that I'm balancing my life and make sure that I'm organized and not overextending myself, when do we talk about that? Because everybody want to hustle, grind. But that's only one part of who you are. I could hustle with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could go blow for blow if you want to, but it's like those balancing things and understanding that life is happening behind people showing up. You know what I'm saying? People show up all the time and they're dealing with so many different things, and you can still show up and be yourself and you can deal with things and you don't have to go through things by yourself. So that's why I'm like, we could talk about the sales. When I sell stuff like hotcakes. You know what I'm saying? When I want to do it, I don't even be wanting to sell stuff and people be reaching out to me. So we could talk about that. But let's get a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? Let's figure out we're in this together. And if you're walking in your passion and in your purpose, it's just a whole nother level to it. And those things will come and everything will come if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you're being obedient, remember, obedience is better than sacrifice. If you're being obedient and you're really supposed to be selling t-shirts. Some people started selling t-shirts because they thought it was cool and everybody was doing it. And they don't even care. Y'all ain't even about their life. Some people don't even like people. Some people don't these people get on my nerves. I don't really like them. They bother me. What? These people have made you who you are, and you don't really like these people. You need to do a heart check. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't be who you are if it weren't for these people, or they're in the point of using or boasting or making themselves feel good. People say a few times, like, "Oh my goodness, this one girl daughter tripped when she saw me," and she's like, "Oh, she think you a celebrity," and I'm like, "I'm Chonita from the D, baby. I ain't no celebrity." You know what I'm saying? It's me, baby. Like, what do you mean? But people take things and they take it to their head and they think they're better than people because they you know what I'm saying? Like, chill out, relax. We're all the same. It's just, are you walking in your purpose and are you walking in your calling? And that's what it's like about. So we could come back and we could talk about business, but y'all about to get this love. Y'all about to get this heart over here. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it's dope though. Like, I love these interviews, these type of real interviews.
About to scream, talk your talk, Chonita or Chonita. You know how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Look, he done called you 17 different people. All
listen, but I got it right. That's all that matters.
I
got it right.
You see what I said about other people's kids? Boy, I tell you.
You know what's funny? And I'm surprised that y'all got any other questions before I say this?
Go ahead.
I'm surprised y'all never asked me where my name came from.
Well,
I didn't. I told you I got a cousin named Chonita. I got a cousin named Chonita, so it was
not Chonita, the Do Dream On. Like,
yeah.
On HBO, but there was no, you know what I'm saying? So I could just say, I remember on HBO there used to be the show that came. So how did you come up, or why did you come up with the name?
So I came up with Do Dream On. I literally was asleep. This was years ago, probably like 16, 17 years ago now. I was asleep. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I drew this stick figure of this girl and it had Do Dream On. And I wrote it on the dry erase board. And I had no idea why I did that. I woke up out of my sleep and I had no idea. And I'm like, what is this? I'm confused. Like, I don't know. So I went to Bible study. And I don't know if y'all know Larry Foote, who played for the Steelers. He a football player for the Steelers, and he went to my church, and he was like, we were talking about business and all that. He was like, and I told him what happened, and they were like, we were in Bible study. They were like, go get the LLC. So long story short, they're like, register it. I had no idea about no business. I hadn't even picked up a camera yet for my photography business, nothing. But it came a long time ago, and I took that dry erase board and I put it at my desk in my office. So I had it, and they're like, what's that? I'm like, that's my business. And they're like, what you do? I was like, I don't know yet. And people would come in like, what is this? They don't know yet. So it's a little girl with 2 puff balls. Fast forward, I got married. Then I had my daughter. And like I said before, I don't do hair and makeup. So I would put my daughter hair in 2 puff balls. She had all this big, pretty curly hair. So I put my hair in 2 puff balls. And I started doing photography. And I named it Do Dream On. So somebody was like, oh, your logo is your daughter. That's so cute. And I about fell on the floor. Because I was like, that wasn't my daughter. I wasn't even married. They didn't even have a baby then. But it was how my daughter wore her hair. And I'm like, what? Like, it was so weird. So anywho, Do Dream On.
Intervention.
When I tell you, when you really walking in your purpose, you don't understand. It's like, you may not understand now. Like, help me in my unbelief. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand where you're going now or why you're doing something now. Now, Do Dream On is Do Dream On. You get what I'm saying? And I had no idea. I didn't even see it. I didn't know I was going to have a business. You know what I told my dad growing up? He's like, you going to be a CEO. I said, I'm too scared to be a CEO. I was like, I don't like making decisions. I was like, I'll be a vice president. I don't want to be a president. I was like, I want somebody to tell me what to do. I'm like, I don't like making decisions or whatever. He's like, no, you go be the president. You go be the CEO. And my daddy told me this. And my mom, when I said, I'm going to see your name in lights. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I say that to say it literally came in a dream. And I was like, I don't get, I'm like, do dream on. And I was like, okay, do is the action word. Dream is living in your dreams. The little girl represented the little girl or the little boy inside of us. Like when you're little, you got all these dreams. You want to do all these things, right? But as you grow up, life happens, people die, sad stuff happens, you get your heart broken. Things never you thought ever would have happened to you, and you lose that spark. You lose your creativity, your imagination, all of those things because life comes and you in survival mode. You don't got time to dream. So in reality, it was do, which is action word, because faith without works is dead, right? So do, dream on. So continue to follow your dreams, continue to do the things that you want to do, tap into that creative little kid that is inside of all of us, that the harsh reality of the harsh world has like dimmed down, and tap into that person and follow your dreams and create your dream life and do the things that make you happy. From what we know, we only have one life. From what we know, we don't know. From what we know. So follow your dreams and do the things that you're supposed to do. And that's where Do Dream On came from. So that's why we could talk about the business, but it's bigger than the business. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than the business. It's bigger than the show. It's bigger than that. It's you tapping into you and following your dreams and living your life and living it out loud. And when you can show up as yourself, you let other people show up as themselves too. You ever met somebody you thought was quiet? And once you start kicking it with them, you're like, you ain't even quiet. You cool. Because you opened up and you were able to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's where Do Dream On came from. And there's so many other parts to it, but that's where it came from. Literally woke me up out of my sleep. Literally.
That's deep. That's like that divine intervention, like that. You know, that's one of them everything happens for a reason type of deal. And the fact that you kept it on your desk without knowing what it was going to be or who it was going to be, or you know, the effect. Now it was meant to be. Like that's dope. And I'm glad you brought that up because I assumed that because of the way you talk, the positivity, the follow your goals, follow your dreams, and be yourself. I just assumed that played a part in it. It's way deeper than that. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's more than just at the surface.
Yeah, man.
So where can everybody find you at? And can we please get your links to your websites, please?
Everything is Do Dream On. So on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything you can find me on Do Dream On. And then my website is dodreamonplus.com. It's a blog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and Chonita Nicole is on Facebook as well.
Okay. And this has been definitely one of the best. I ain't gonna say the best, but it's the best that we've had in a while, and we greatly appreciate speaking with you. Seek, I cut you off. What was you getting ready to say, sir?
I was just gonna tell the people that's out there, if you haven't already, comment, subscribe. We do this every Thursday. Squad Creative Podcast. You never know who's gonna show up, man. And you know, we had a dope guest today, and we're gonna bring out more dope guests when we do this. So comment, subscribe, tell your friend to tell a friend we're here. You know, that's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. I just want to say thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for you know, always checking up. Mike, always, I'll be seeing you out here sharing my stuff and checking up and all of that. So I just want to say I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for seeing value and, you know, in me. And I just appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody that's on here that show love. Make sure that you guys follow them, subscribe to them, you know, show them some love. Like, salute to our Black Kings, right? I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for coming out.
Appreciate
it was this. I think the pleasure was ours in this situation. Like I say, this interview went a whole different way than I expected, and I can't wait to watch the playback. It was you dropped a lot of realness, a lot of gems in here, and You know, and just thank you, appreciate you for showing up and showing out. Appreciate all y'all in them comments, you know, and just being there, commenting and just showing support for us, showing support for her. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Next week, we got Pierre Hendrick. I believe that's his name. He's a clothing brand, and he does all types of things on Instagram. So we'll be back next week, next Thursday.
Yeah, we will see y'all. Thank you again, Chonita. Thank you, everybody in the comments. See y'all next week.
Thank you. Bye. Love y'all. Bye.